We're talking about backstage heat on CM Punk. Also, we got to talk about Double or Nothing because Tony Khan has something really massive happening. It could be a problem. It may not be a problem. We're going to talk about this. Also, Britt Baker, Adam Cole, reality TV show. Is this something that you want? We're talking about it all in today's video. If you guys want more videos like this, click that subscribe button. I want to kick things off with Britt Baker and Adam Cole because this was something that was brought up in a new interview with TV Insider. Baker spoke about the interest in a potential reality show featuring her and Adam Cole and says that even though the idea was brought up to her, she felt she might be too busy. She has now warmed up to the idea and would be open to it. Specifically, she says there has been interest on more than one occasion. It's definitely something I've warmed up to. At first, I felt I am too busy, and most importantly, I always thought my life is way too boring for something like that. To me, being a wrestler and dentist is just my life. If it's content that can be entertaining for others, I would definitely be open to that. Now, I want to say this because I have mentioned this on more than one occasion. I have been a big supporter of Miz and Mrs. I was also a big supporter of Roads to the Top. I think this is great ideas. Honestly, I think having a reality show between them would be really, really good. Adam Cole is a very likable person. Britt Baker is a very likable person. And on top of that, they are really, really good at being in character. So the fact that they're really good at being able to, click the switch, get into character, and then go back to being just normal people, it's absolutely awesome to see. And I think more people should actually see that, that sort of presentation on a reality TV show. I also think, first and foremost, this is a great way to try to grow your audience to a more casual audience. I think, there's a lot of people who are into reality television shows. I think there's a lot of people who watch Miz and Mrs. who don't even watch wrestling. And we kind of saw the same thing happen to Total Divas, Total Bellas. Look, this is a great move for pro wrestling in general. You have to be more inviting to people who are not part of your audience, and AEW does have that problem. Not necessarily AEW specifically, but there are definitely people in AEW's fan base that don't enjoy seeing more and more people criticize it and whatnot. And I think the only way for AEW and WWE to grow is if both of their audiences actually, are welcoming other people. By the way, Britt Baker actually is a legitimate dentist, if you didn't know that by now. So this could just be a really, really cool piece of content, especially with TNT, TBS, Warner Media, Discovery, all of these different things happening with the TV deal. I think this would be great for AEW personally, but even Adam Cole and Britt Baker would definitely benefit from this. So if they actually make this happen, I'm all for it. I think it'd be legit. All right, guys. So if you didn't know, Double or Nothing has a very interesting problem on its hands. So we don't know for sure if Game 7 of the NBA playoffs will be happening. But essentially what is the case here is that Tony Khan may have to delay the pay-per-view somewhat, somehow, some sort of way. And this is something that's being discussed. And because of this, because of the fact that AEW may very well have to delay the main event because of the Game 7 NBA playoffs, if it does actually happen, there is this belief that Tony Khan may add another match to the card as a last-minute decision. This way, we can kind of buy some time until, the playoffs end. Now, here's the thing. I don't know, let me just be so truthful with you guys. If you're going to spend $50 on a pay-per-view, I can't imagine you're in a situation where you're going to spend the $50 on a pay-per-view and click between the playoffs and the pay-per-view. What I think would be more ideal, and I've done this before, is if I'm watching multiple events, I've done it with UFC and boxing, I might have a 2 TV setup temporarily in the living room so I can watch both programs. But there's never been a situation where I paid $50 for a pay-per-view and then decided, let me watch the playoffs, I find another way to make time to watch it. So I don't know if Tony Khan really actually has a problem here. Truth be told, the big thing here is it happens quite often with boxing and MMA. Sometimes there might be a massive pay-per-view main event for boxing, and the UFC or Bellator or whatever, these companies, they might try and work with each other so they're not, impacting each other's business. If that is the case, there is this rumor from Fightful Select. There is a possibility between Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin at Double or Nothing. So there's a very good chance that AEW could add this match to the card, which then keeps people waiting a little bit for the main event, because you don't want to actually stall out the show. You know what I mean? I don't know if Tony Khan really necessarily has to do this. I think people who are going to watch Double or Nothing are going to watch from A to Z. I don't think people are going to just randomly pop in for the main event. But you never know. I appreciate that Tony Khan is trying to make it work for fans so they can enjoy both. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't feel like I would just click off of Double or Nothing just to go watch Game 7. And this is a big what if because we don't even know if Game 7 is going to be happening. But nonetheless, it is something being discussed. All right, guys, and for our final topic of today's video, CM Punk backstage heat. What the hell is happening? I wish I can offer some really, really good insight on this, but truth be told, I have no idea what the hell is happening here. And that's why I want to talk about this, because I want to learn more and I want to see what people think. So Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez broke down the segment between Hangman Page and CM Punk. And basically, Page's promo alluded to there being some heat on Punk from some people in AEW. Now, Meltzer actually says that this promo segment reminded him of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in 1997, as the two stars had legitimate real-life heat. Now, here's the thing. I have been saying for a very, very long time, there needs to be something about Hangman Page that gets serious. And I thought his promo was absolutely beautiful. And I actually thought it was very crazy when Hangman Page decided to throw out the, hey, I'm going to defend you from All Elite Wrestling. And when he mentioned that specifically, I just thought this was more layers to Hangman Page and his promo ability. I feel like Hangman Page as a world champion has not been successful in my opinion, but that's not because of Hangman Page. I think it's just the way it's been booked. Honestly, I just think there's a lot of other great storylines happening that are very important, and I think for that exact reason, it's kind of caused an issue for Hangman Page. And I feel like this right here is the story that is finally starting to get Hangman Page just onto that next level. I will talk about this in my prediction stream live on twitch.tv/AngoTV, but I 1000% believe Hangman Page is walking out of Double or Nothing as champion. And I feel like he's going to fully commit to this heel turn. I think it's going to happen. Now, as far as backstage heat on CM Punk, what I would say is this. CM Punk came into AEW. There's been people on that show since day one, and they have not been given a world title opportunity. They have not been given the amount of TV time or the amount of advertising. And I get it. Tony Khan has mentioned CM Punk has increased pay-per-view revenue, blah, 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 blah. I understand that. But I can see from a wrestler perspective, some people just being salty in general with CM Punk coming in and then kind of taking their spot. But that is life. That is life. We've all had this happen to us. You go to work in a real freaking job and somebody gets hired into the position that you wanted, and you know, it's kind of how things go. And you know, instead of complaining about it, my belief is that you should just keep working hard and make things happen for yourself. So whether or not there's actually backstage heat on CM Punk, I can't tell you there is. Obviously, Meltzer and Brian Alvarez believe that there is, but I guess it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things go in the next coming weeks. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.